Hey everyone, so I decided that I would record some videos. I've seen a lot of people with pseudotumor cerebri or IH record vlogs and just speak about their journeys, and I figured that that would be something that I would be interested in. And so yeah, sorry that the camera quality is not the best. It's a cell phone camera. But I'm 21 years old. I was diagnosed with pseudotumor cerebri August 22nd, 2011. And I was diagnosed, I wasn't diagnosed. I woke up one day, and the day before I was feeling fine. The day after that, I began to have a lot of head pressure in the front of my head and on the top. Very intense, and I've never had that kind of pressure before. And I also was feeling very, very dizzy. I had to sit down in the bathroom and just breathe because the intensity of the head pressure and the dizziness was so much. That was on a Saturday, and it was like that all Saturday and all Sunday, and I was trying to see if somehow it would get better. It never did. So that Monday I couldn't take it anymore, and I ended up going to an emergency clinic. And when I went to the emergency clinic and I told them what was going on, they didn't know what I had or how to diagnose me. So they told me, "We think you should go to the hospital and get a CAT scan right away because the symptoms don't sound good." So I went to the hospital. I waited there for hours. They gave me medications for nausea and for dizziness, which helped a little bit. They also did a CAT scan on me. And then the doctor came in, and she told me that there was something showed up in my CAT scan. They didn't really know what it was. It seemed to be that I had extra fluid in my brain, and that I would have to stay in the hospital for a few days and get an MRI done and lumbar puncture. I didn't even know what a lumbar puncture was at the time, and it was very scary. I sat in the hospital for 3 to 4 days. I had an MRI done, and everything came out normal. I had a lumbar puncture done, and I was told that the pressure was a little high. It was at 28, and it should be anywhere, I think, from 10 to 20, something like that, but that it wasn't as high as they wanted it to be, which made no sense. If it's high, it's high. It shouldn't be higher for you to think that there's something wrong. But anyway, I was told to go on a strict diet and that losing weight would help me, and I was sent home. After that, I went about a week and a half with the same pain, the same pressure, and I ended up going back to the hospital, and they just told me, they gave me an IV, and they didn't really know what to do, and they told me, "We really think that you should see a neurologist and an ophthalmologist to see what's going on." So I did that. I went to an ophthalmologist, and he saw slight swelling in my eyes, but besides that, everything was normal, which was good. The hospital had mentioned pseudotumor cerebri, but they didn't know for sure if that's what I had. They didn't diagnose me with it. They just thought that that's what it could be. So I went to the neurologist, and with all the symptoms that I had and with the test that they did, he told me, "Yes, you have pseudotumor cerebri." And I didn't know what that was at all. And basically I learned, in short terms, we all have liquids in our brains that flows through our brains and through our spines, and that builds up constantly. But for someone like me with IH, our bodies don't know how to absorb it well, and it ends up building up in our brains, and there's no place for it to go. So it ends up just filling up all that it can in your brain, And since there's no place for it to go, you can imagine the extreme pressure that your brain is in. So I was told to lose weight, of course. I was told to get off birth control. I also have another condition called polycystic ovarian syndrome, which I take birth control in order to menstruate. And I was told to get off of it because it could be one of the complications to this IH. So I was taking it off it. I was told to lose weight. And I was started on Diamox, which is a pill that's supposed to help decrease some of the pressure. I started on a low dosage, about 250 a day or 500, something like that. After a few weeks, I noticed a lot of side effects. I had a lot of painful tingling and numbness on my face, on my joints, on my feet. Oh, those were awful. And I continued to see my neurologist, and he continued to raise my dosage. I got up to 1,000 milligrams a day, and I kept going to my ophthalmologist, and he said that everything was fine. Usually, IH can cause papilledema. I think that's how you say it. I'll correct it and put it on the link on the bottom. But I didn't have it, and they said there was no pressure on my eyes and that my vision was fine. So since that's one of the main things with this disease, it kind of makes you feel like maybe you're faking it because they don't see everything's normal. And, you know, I'm not going blind. I've noticed that all my doctor's done is given me more and more medications and told me to take Tylenol 3 with codeine if it gets really bad. And it's been a hard journey. And these headaches and pains are with me constantly. They limit me from doing things that I used to do. And it's been called like an invisible disease because no one can see it. So everyone thinks, oh, you're fine, you look great. But it's like they don't see that inside. I'm in so much pain. I'm so weak and tired and depressed and scared. I went for a second opinion this week, and he just basically put me on 2,000 milligrams of Diamox a day, which is causing just more side effects. And basically they said that in the end the best thing will be shunt surgery. And I've seen videos on YouTube, and I've seen pictures, and it's not something that I want or something that I am ready for. But it's like, what else am I supposed to do? Or am I supposed to just live with this pain for the rest of my life and just take medications and medications